And every room I went into, I could still hear Andrew talking. It was amazing, just incredible. Well, I want to read something from the scripture, and then we'll show you some of the rest of the pictures. And sometime in the last couple of years, when I was at my home church up in Michigan, someone said, "Jim, you're a discipler." And I'm like, I never thought about that before. First time anyone ever said that. And I got to thinking about it. I thought, well, I think you're kind of right. And so when I was preparing to go to Romania back in 2010, someplace there, I was reading through the Bible, and I was reading in the book of Psalm. And there's one verse that just stuck out to me like a sore thumb. And I want to read you some of these verses. They're very, very good. It's Psalm chapter 71, verses 15 to 18. My mouth will tell of your righteous deeds, of your saving acts all day long, though I know not how to relate them all. I will come and proclaim your mighty acts, sovereign Lord. I will proclaim your righteous deeds, yours alone. Since my youth, God, you have taught me, and to this day I declare your marvelous deeds. This is the verse that really stuck out to me. Even when I am old and gray, I was old and gray then, and I'm older and grayer now. Do not forsake me, my God, till I declare your power to the next generation, your mighty acts to all who are to come. And that's our goal. Whether you're old like me or whether you're young, there's another generation following you. And we have to declare God's power to those people. Otherwise, we would be dead. I mean, if we didn't do that here in this church, in a few years, a lot of people would die and the church wouldn't exist anymore. In Romania, there's a lot of churches with just a few people, older people. And when all those people die, I'm sorry, that church is not going to exist anymore. But there's some churches like that here in the States too. I'm thankful that God is using me as a discipler. I didn't know that, but I'm thankful. I'm thankful for that. I think I'm going to go ahead and change to the next slide. Oh, this is a new movie. This movie was in the theater here last week. I think it was last week. This is made by the people that made War Room and Facing the Giants and all those movies. And it's a good movie. It's a true story. First time they ever made a movie about a true story. And very, very good movie. I just thought I would show this. I was going to do this last week because you could have gone and seen it last week, but now you can't because it's gone. But okay, go to the next one, please. One of the ministries I have is with my telephone. If I didn't have my telephone, there's a lot of things that I wouldn't be able to do. And so I'm thankful to have this telephone. When I first started seeing people carrying big phones like this, I'm thinking, why do you want to carry something that big? But now I carry one. And but I have a lot of ministry, a lot of things I do with this telephone. Every night I send messages out to people. I have 50 friends on Instagram that I send messages to. I have 50 friends on WhatsApp that I send messages to. And usually about 9:30, 10 o'clock, I'm looking through my phone for different messages to send. And this is one of those messages that I've sent. It's very good. God sees your heart, not your purse. And I think that's a good thing to say about this church, because God sees your heart, and let God take care of the purse. Let God do that. The next one. Another good thing. I got to get to a place where I can see this better. God's mercy and grace are new every morning. Without God's mercy and grace every morning, we wouldn't be able to make it. We wouldn't be able to make it. Next one, please. The Monday evening, the men's Bible study, we're studying something from Tony Evans. I didn't make it this Monday. I knew it was going to be warm this week, and And Mike Jones fixed the air conditioner in my car, but then when I got back from Michigan, it wouldn't cool anymore. So I had to have some more Freon put in. So Mike said, come on over Monday. I didn't even think about the Bible study. I was at Mike's and thought, oh my goodness, the Bible study's happening. So anyway, the Bible study's good. And this thing about Tony Evans, prayer is not the pre-game, it is the game. It is not the pre-battle, it is the war. Every significant movement in the history of Christianity was birthed first and foremost in prayer. So whatever we have, whatever we need, whatever God is doing here, if God leads us into some other missionary or some other project, God can take care of it. We just have to pray for it. And the most important thing we have to pray for, I think, in the United States right now is our government, is our country, because I think we're that close to losing it. We're that close to losing it, and we don't want to lose it. So please pray for our country. The next one, please. Now we get to see some people. I need to go over here where I think I'm going to use this. This is a music stand, isn't it? Yes. Oh, there's another one. Then I can stand off to the side and see up there too. Okay, this young man, his name is Jose Trejo. And Jose is he's a dear friend. 15 or 20 years ago, God led me to Jose, and I talked to him about Jesus, and was witnessing to him many times. And we were in McDonald's one night eating, and finally I said to Jose, hey, what's keeping you from asking Jesus to be your Savior? He said, nothing. I said, oh, okay. Can we do it right now? He said, not in here, not at McDonald's. So he said, let's go out to your car. So we went out to the car, and he prayed and trusted Christ right there. And so I'm so thankful for Jose. We started meeting once a week. We ate, and we went to the church, and we opened up a Bible and read a chapter from the Bible, and then we talked about it, and then we prayed together. So that was my discipleship of Jose. I don't know how long that lasted, a year and a half, I have no idea. But when he graduated from high school, he went into the Army. He spent a couple of times in Iraq. He married a great Christian girl from the church. And so this year, when I was going to Michigan, actually before I went, I called the people that I normally stayed with up in Michigan, Bill and Sherry Slagstead. And I said, is it possible for me to stay with you guys this summer? I'll be up there for 5 weeks. They said, oh, Jim, we'd like to have you, but our grandsons are staying here. Okay. So I was just talking to Jose a couple days later, and I said, I need a place to stay up there. He said, well, come and stay with us. I had no idea that God would allow me to stay with Jose and his wife, Alyssa. And so God put us together. He started 15 years ago, and then we were together this summer. Jose has a great ministry, for men. He does a good job with men. So that's Jose. Next slide, please. This goes back to the discipleship. I wanted to put this in because God let me disciple Jose. And your most important disciples are sitting at your kitchen table. So if you have some children there, work on them. Bring them to Christ. Don't let them walk away from the church. Don't let them walk away from Jesus. Never let them walk away. And if you have some grandchildren, it should be at your home too. So you've got good people to disciple. Okay, next one. This is a funny slide. That's Jose up in the upper left-hand corner, and that's Jose's dog. The dog's name is a Disney name. It's Nala, N-A-L-A, Nala. It's a nice little dog, and his wife just loves Disney. She goes down there 2 or 3 times a year, and she's got an aunt or uncle or something that lives and works down there. But so that's Nala, and then you can see my face a little bit, and the person in the front of my face, that's Tony. And you've heard me talk about Tony many times, and you've read about Tony. So every day I call Tony on the telephone, every day. And so we were talking on the telephone. Jose put his head in there. I thought, I got to make a picture of this. Okay, next slide. This is Tony, and this is a little video. Before we show you this, a few years ago, I was saving some money to buy a car. And we had a nice van, but the van costs a lot of money to put fuel in, and not as much as we pay now, but here. But I needed a smaller car. And so God led me to a small car, and it was a same year as my car here, 2000 Volkswagen, same as a Jetta here in the States, only they call it Bora. It was a great little car. Tony rode in that car, and the first time he ever drove in his whole life, he drove my little Volkswagen. We were out in a camp, and he drove on a private road, and he did a good job. So I would go back. He lives in Bucharest. I would go back to Bucharest, and there was a place where you could take someone and show them how to drive. And so we went there 4 or 5 times, I don't know. But so then we had an accident with the car. I was taking Tony and a couple of his friends someplace, and we were sitting out on the highway, and the traffic had stopped. We weren't moving any place. We were going 0. And all of a sudden, somebody ran into the back of my car, destroyed the whole car. I was the only one injured. My head hit the steering wheel. My glasses cut my forehead, and I was knocked unconscious. And I came to, I was in a hospital in Bucharest. And so God destroyed the car. I got a lot of money for the car. I mean, the car cost 3,500 euros. So I got 4,200 euros for the car and for my injury. And and I didn't have a bank account. So Tony had a bank account. I said, Tony, let's put this money in your account. So we did. And then last year, Tony got his driver's license. And I'm thinking, okay, Lord, what should I do with that money? I think I'm going to let Tony use it to buy a car. So I said, Tony, take the money out of your bank account and buy a car. So he's in the car that he bought. It's a 2007, and it's a nice little car. So go ahead and hit that space bar.
Well, men, we have been in traffic for a long time because it's a lot of traffic. And here is Mama. And we are waiting now, again, in a lot of traffic. Because there has been accidents on the way there, and that's why.
Tony has these funny little faces he makes, but I just wanted you to hear his voice. He speaks English very, very well. So I'm thankful for Tony. Last year he turned 18. This year he's 19. And in April he'll be 20. Next slide, please. This is Rezvan. And Rezvan I met in January 2019. I met Tony in May of 2019, but I met Rezvan in January. He's from a village very close to a city right on the Danube River. It's about an hour drive west of Craiova. And Rezvan is not a Christian. In fact, he told me at first he was an atheist, and then several times we've talked, and one time he said, well, I'm not really much of a Christian. I'm like, okay, I'm surprised you said that. But I always talk to him about Jesus every time we talk. And so the last time I talked to him, just a few weeks ago, he said, Jim, you're always trying to convert me. I said, well, what am I supposed to say? That's what I'm doing. I didn't say that, but he was telling me about a book that he was reading, something by Nietzsche and this German philosopher guy. I knew this guy's not a good guy, but so I finally said, tell me something I should read, something that you're reading and that I will read, and then I'm going to tell you something you can read. He said, read something from Nietzsche. I said, okay. He said, read The Genealogy of Morals. I have no idea what that's about, but I have the book. I bought this at the bookstore here, the big bookstore. What's that bookstore? Yes, Books A Million. That's it. And so I've got to read that. I need to start. And I said, okay, I want you to read the book of Genesis and the book of Luke. read those 2 books from the Bible. He said, okay, I will. So we're going to start reading, and we'll talk about things when we can. So this is Rezvan. I think he's probably 20, 21 years old, something like that. I think this is his 2nd year of university now. Okay, next one. Aha, the van. This is what I drove to Michigan. But I didn't have the screen up. I had the screen down. I tried to go faster with the screen up, but it didn't work very well. I didn't do that. This is a good van, and it's not a new van. It looks very new. It looks very new. It's 22 years old. It's got 140,000 miles on it, and it runs very well. And when I left here, I think on July 9th or something like that, on a Wednesday, I said, Lord, please take me all the way to Michigan and back and help this van to not get injured at all, please. And so I took up to Virginia at first, and then I went to West Virginia. Going into Huntington, West Virginia, the rain started coming down. Terrible rain, terrible. I was going 25 miles an hour on the freeway. And I'm praying, please, Lord, please don't let me have an accident. Got through fine, went all the way to Michigan. This van, go to the next slide, please. This van, this screen is on 20 different vehicles around the world. Same type of screen around the world. And these are all the different countries. And on 5 continents. So it's being used by God to bring many people to Christ. It's a great, great tool. And that screen is not really made to be a screen. It's made as an awning. You put it on the side of your house. You put it out. It makes shade so you can sit and eat your lunch or sit and have a conversation in the shade. It's a great, great thing. And a man from my church in Michigan, he said, I think I know what we can do for a screen. And so he talked to Mike about it, and this was what they came up with. So it's a great tool. It's a great thing. Especially in Romania, when we put that screen up, people are like, oh, wow. They're just so amazed. So I'm thankful for the van. The next one, please. The first place I was at in Michigan is called Salem Bible Church. It's a small little community just to the east of Ann Arbor, Michigan. And the picture of the van, that was taken at the church, but then the rain came down. So we had to go inside the church. And we started by doing some video games. I didn't know that we could do video games like this, but this pastor, he brought his son-in-law, and his son-in-law brought these video games, and so we hooked it up to the system, and the kids loved it. They were just cars racing around the track, and it's very, very nice, very good thing. This church, they supported my aunt and uncle that founded Drive-In Ministries years ago. They founded it 2 years before I was born, something like that, in 1948, 49, something like that. And this church supported them for many, many years. And the pastor said, Jim, now we've been supporting you for 10 years. We've been supporting someone from Drive-In Ministries for more than 50 years. Wow, I was so shocked, so amazed. Next one, please. Now, this is up in the part of Michigan where I lived for 12 years. And a pastor up there took me to a village called Fountain. No churches in Fountain at all. And this is a small video, so hit that. Hi, Tony. We're at the place for ministry tonight. This lady is doing face painting. That's good. Oh, look at that face.
All right. Scotty, are you going to be
So we've got some music playing, and people are kind of waiting for the movie. This is the pastor. And that's the pastor's wife sitting there facing us. And these are some friends, Herm and Lucy Wilson. And this is for Tony in Romania. To say hi, Tony, yes. So this is great. I can send him this video, and he's asleep right now. But when he gets up, he'll look and he'll be able to see the video, and it's good.
You see his picture now. He can see
see our picture.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So I'll show some of these other people.
She was teaching us in school, and guess what? She would just do like this with an example on a screen. And it's like perfect.
That's not fair.
Yeah, it's not. Just an example thing. Boom. Perfect. Well,
There's some children over here playing. Looks like playing basketball. Hello, hello. That is the girl that is the gardener. She has a very nice garden. I will talk to her before we go and put it on video. This lady came from another church, and she's a very nice. And it would only let me make a video for a minute, so that's had to end. Anyway, I was making that for Tony, and you got to see it too. So that's a good place at Fountain. The pastor has gone to Fountain and started a Bible study. So that's very good. And so maybe God will lead them to start a church there. That would be wonderful, just wonderful. All right, next one, please. Aha. This is on the 30th of July. And we were preparing to show a movie at Silver Lake. This is where I lived for a few years. And nice park at Silver Lake. And I had some posters made and some flyers. I had been out for 2 days, 8 hours each day, distributing posters and flyers. And I had a backache. My back was bothering me something tremendously. And so Saturday morning, we were supposed to show the movie that night. I got up, and I could hardly move. I mean, my back was bothering me, and Jose said, "We're going to take you to the emergency room." I said, "Okay." So that's where I was here. And they did an MRI, and they found that I have 2 blood clots, 1 in each lung. And I'm still alive. I'm still moving around. They put me on blood thinners immediately, so I'm still taking the blood thinners. I'm hopefully, or the Lord willing, the blood thinners will dissolve the blood clots and they'll go away. But anyway, the next picture shows the park at Silver Lake where we're going to show the movie. And Jose said, they kept me in the hospital that night. So I thought, okay, what am I going to do? So Jose said he took me there. He was there with me. He said, I'll do all the stuff at the movie. So he set up the van. He set up the video projector. He set up the equipment for the audio. And the next slide shows the crowd. There was a good-sized crowd, maybe 30 people, something like that. They were showing the movie Overcomer. And Jose gave the invitation. And he said, after the invitation, 2 men came up to me separate times. Both of them said, "You have a great ministry. You did a great job giving the invitation." So I can only say thank God for that. It's very good that Jose was able to do that. I think maybe we could have another missionary with drive-in ministry someday. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, next slide. This is at a place in Shelby, Michigan called The Ladder. I have no idea what the name means, what spiritual connotation it has, but it's a Christian place, and they can play games in here, they can have a concert in here, and we were showing 2 nights, Tuesday nights. So this Tuesday night we were showing Overcomer. The next Tuesday night we were showing Beyond the Mask, the same movie that we're going to show at Drive-In Park this week. And so we had maybe 20, 25 people come to see these movies, and it was very good, very good. The next one, please. Okay, let's go to Romania. This is in Romania this summer. This is Yunutz's team. Yunutz is the 3rd one from the left. That's Yunutz. And he's the young man that God brought to me, and he was very, very interested in the ministry. And I said, "Well, you want to do this?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Okay, you need to go to Bible school." So we went to a Bible school in Timișoara for 2 years. And this is the same Bible school that has a van like this. And so we have 2 vans in Romania. And actually that we bought, but then there's another van with a screen on it. It belongs to a pastor. So anyway, this is the team that Yunus had assembled. His wife is the second one to his right. And the 2 boys on this end, I met the one on the end, I don't remember his name, but the one next to his name is Adi. He's Eunice's cousin. And two of the other girls are Eunice's cousins. And the men at the other end are from his church. And so they volunteered to go with Eunice and help with the ministry every night. That's very good that they would do that. So this was his team this summer. Okay, next picture. This is in the city of Severin. Severin is right down on the Danube River also. It's probably an hour and a half from Craiova. And this is a Baptist church, and the pastor is a very, very talented man. He's the leader of the worship. He preaches. He's a very, very good man. I love his music. And Eunice had this guy and his team come over to his city. Eunice's city is called Balch. And so this pastor went over and did a concert for Eunice over there. Very good. Good musicians. Very good. So Eunice was there this summer doing ministry. You can see all the children Eunice is able to get. He just does a great job with children. This is one of his team members with a silly hat on, or the silly hair on. I don't know where that hair came from. It was in my house for a long time. I put it on sometimes, but I should have brought it here and put it on. Anyway, this is the Baptist church in Severin. The next one, please. You look at all the children he gets. This is in another village, I believe, but look, he just gets a great number of children. He does a good job with this. The next one. And this is showing the movie. I think this is at the church in Severin. I think. I'm not 100% sure, but he just does a very, very good job. I'm thankful for Eunice. The next one, please. And this is the boy that was on the end and showing the whole place. It looks like they were setting up the video projector down here. So I don't know where they put the screen. Maybe they had the screen over here. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm thankful that this is in a city of maybe 50,000 people, so it was good that he could be there. Next one, please. And this is Eunice. He gives the invitation at the end and invites people to trust Christ. And he's a very, very good man. And the next one is blank. So that's all the pictures. So pray for Eunice. It's actually Romanian for Johnny. Yep, that's his name, Johnny, or Eunice. I-O-N-U-T. I-O-N-U-T. His wife's name is Jim. Yes, it's Esther. In Romanian, you say Esther. And he's doing a great job. And all I can do is say thank God. And so I tell people, when people say, why are you here? I say, well, I trained a young man to take my place. And so his name is Eunice. And so he's doing a great job. Last year, we had Eunice apply for a visa to come over here. And because of the COVID pandemic and all that stuff, they delayed it. He had an appointment to go to the American Embassy in Bucharest, and he has to have this interview, and then they will give him a visa. But they delayed it, so they delayed the appointment until November this year. So in 2 months, he will go to that appointment, and so if he gets the visa, then maybe he'll be able to come over here in January. We'll see. I hope he can come so you can meet him. That'll be very good. Is this church supporting Eunice? I don't know. I think maybe you are, but I'm not sure. I need to ask Pastor Ken. Well, that's what God is doing. And here at Drive-In Park, I'm really happy to be here at this place. I get to go over the park every night and lock up the bathrooms. And every time I drive into that place, I think my aunt and uncle that started this ministry, they would love this park. They would just love it. And I hope that they can see from heaven. I hope they can see what God is doing here, because he's doing a good work over there. So I'm thankful to be able to be here. I wish my brain doesn't remember too many people's names anymore. I've been in so many churches in Romania, so many churches here in the States. And now that I'm kind of locked into one, now I'm starting to remember names. And if I call you the wrong name, just don't kick me too hard. But anyway, so that's my ministry this summer, and here in the States, and in Romania. I can only say praise God for that. Okay.